Hi guys, welcome to, let's have a look, the ISO of ArcoLinux B Sway. So I've made now like, I think in 20 plus videos about Hyperland, but I kind of forgot about Sway, right? There are 4 videos out there, but it's just how to install ArcoLinux B Sway and telling you guys that ZSH is going to work on the Sway as well. And what else? A sneak preview. So basically, we still have to start from scratch. So this is the default look that we have. When you come and investigate the desktop, what do you do, right? There is an application and there is a configuration. Are they separate? Yes, no, right? In the case of DWM and CHA DWM, configuration, the application are pretty much the same. Well, no, that's it. That's it. For all the desktops that we have, that's correct. But here it's actually sudo pacman minus remove. So let's see what I can remove. There is sway background, sway idle, sway lock. Those are the applications. Where are the configurations? Those are from ArcoLinux, right? This is all that I've installed and all the packages from ArcoLinux that I think are interesting to have. Now in here somewhere, I'll take a look at the alphabetically list here. Here's sway and sway profile, and that's basically it for this particular desktop. So okay, how can I know where these files are? Well, actually PAMAC will tell you that. So if PAMAC is installed, you just go for PAMAC manager installer. I'm actually on my second screen now and it opens up on the first, so that's cool. And then we have ArcoLinux or just sway maybe, right? That's the only thing you know. I'm on sway. And then you see, okay, there's the sway application, sway background and sway idle and so on. And here's ArcoLinux sway. It gives us the files in the .config sway. Anywhere else? Sway, sway, sway? No, that's it. So in the folder sway, yes, check again. All the files should be there. So this is how I would have a look at a desktop that I've never seen before. There's this thing, so this folder contains a lot of information about how sway is started, where are the key bindings and so on, right? How does this work? This is it. Choose your instrument, choose your editor, superd, supershieldd, which is actually D menu, which opens now on the second screen, I'm afraid, so you don't see it. So if I click here, maybe I can force it to come to this screen. No, it's still on my second screen. So that's the D menu, the yellow text at the top, and superd is our Rofi menu. So what I want to have, or is it Wofi, I think, right? The variant of. If I want to have a editor, my thing is I'll go to Sublime Text. Then I'll say to the Sublime Text, look, this whole folder, I want to look into it. What's in there? So the config starts here. Config for sway, read men and then sway, and include everything that's inside this. So include everything that's inside here. And enable this if every web server is not, right? X-Wayland disable, so read. And that's the thing, right? Once you start in tiling window managers, you read. There's no way around it. There's a little cheat sheet for people who never have seen a tiling window manager. Then you know, super return is kitty, super Q is quitting everything, super escape is kill the application and stuff like that. Print screens and Firefox and Pavo Control and PAMAC Manager, they're all here. Well, not all. This is a shortcut, right? It's cheat sheet, so it's not complete. The only thing that's complete, that will ever be complete, is the config file, i3 config file, bspwm config file, xmonad config file. That's what you need to read. There's no other way. A cheat sheet is just tip of the iceberg. So they're using Waybar. So if you've seen some videos on Hyperland, then you know, oh, look, same thing, also Waybar, with a configuration, with a style, a look. And this is the things, these are the things you can change. So when I started developing, I thought, let's take an icon for the menu. Let's take another icon to exit. And that's all it is, another icon to launch the cheat sheet. And it's somewhere defined. And the somewhere is gonna be here. So that in the configuration, the sway workspace is 1 to 10, and so on. Span, italic, etc., etc. So here's the idle inhibitor, on, off. So keep it active, keep it, yeah, let it not go to sleep, right? Icon size for the trace, maybe you want to have 15, maybe 16, maybe some more spacing, maybe it's too much spacing. Start changing little things and save and see next time. Sometimes SuperShieldd, right? Sometimes it works, depends on the 35 desktops that we have, so it depends on the desktop. Sometimes log out, log in, kill processes, restart processes, and then you see your change. So CPU, there are lots of things that are in here, and the information is up here. We kind of like bashtop, but you can choose something else. If you click here, then bashtop comes up because guess what? Ctrl-Shift-Escape, XFC4 task manager is not working here. This is a Wayland system. But I was quite happy with the results of this guy. So with F filter, you can actually go and look for where are the Alacrity processes, and then you go select it, right? With, was it with arrow? Yeah, arrow down, and you select the thing, and then with the select you can say kill it or not, right? So good enough for me if I want to kill something. So choices all around. So we just take an overview now, not change anything too drastically. We've changed a little bit up here, but that was not the intention. So sway lock, we can lock the system. Then you need to configure everything. So configure everything, I mean. Super X, we made sure that the lock is not here. This is the ArcoLinux logout. And we made it smart. When it sees it's on Wayland, we say don't do it, because then we're using the better lock screen. Don't show people the lock because it won't work. It's a special kind of lock that these Wayland things need. So config, here's the lock. There are some scripts, clamshell, import, getting things. This is for settings. You see already some of the things that that will set your configuration. What theme, what icon theme, what cursor theme, go get it. So this guy is going to get things, and then later on is going to set things. But I believe we have also we've kept it in, but we want something else basically to set everything, and that's called rising. So just a few lines. So this is the one that we launch. Arc Dark, ArcoLinux Candy Beauty, Bibata Modern Eyes. In one of the videos on Hyperland, I made it original eyes, right? It's just a change in a cursor. That's all it is. Kill everything. So kill a certain application. Okay, and then we have told everything about this. So Rofi is for a menu. I have to think again real hard, and we thank Aditya probably, Shakia. Anyway, always leave in the references for people to find again. Okay, where does this come from, and can I learn something more? Google him, he has a GitHub, and you'll find more there. So he's using colors, and Mako is another way to show things. If you don't know what things are, supershieldd, let's do super D so you see it on this screen. Go to PAMAC again, right? Mako, what's Mako? Mako, what's this thing? Okay, it's a lightweight notification daemon for Wayland. Okay, so if I change my song in Spotify, yep, that's it. That's a little sign saying the song X is playing now. And then, yeah, always the issue. So this is the one that's working. This is the one that's important. This is the one that I need for Azerty, and this is the one exactly the same thing. So this one by default is always QWERTY, because 80% of the people that use computers have a QWERTY keyboard. but yeah, Belgian and French people have AZERTY. And to make things worse, Belgian AZERTY is not the same as a French AZERTY and stuff like that. So we need to do some extra effort to get things going, because all the key bindings, of course, matter in tiling window managers. So let's go to this one, auto start. So this is telling Sway, look, we're gonna start, and these are all kind of variables, environments, variables that are set in the beginning. Execute me this, execute me that. Make sure that we can have a pop-up for polkit. So policy daemon, that's gonna ask to put the root password. That's that guy. And here's the notification, and here's the configuration for it. -C often is where the configuration file, right? Auto tiling is something that we have set up. And then this it's in, but it's not working. So WL sunset night colors install this application. So it's not installed by default, I think. So Ctrl T, sudo pacman -s WL sunset is not installed, right? So install it if you want it. It makes the colors a little bit softer, depending on the day or the night. Applet is this little thing up here. Your internet connection or VPN connections if you want them. And then auto starting everything. Well, we're going too much in detail, but these are all the things that actually are going to set our Sway system, and you need to read them all. It's simple as that. It's all interesting to read. Tip is change to Perl. Don't leave it on plain text, because then you know what is text that is not used, right? I don't like things that lock me out and I have to type my password. So if you do like that, then it's this one for you. So this one is without the lock, and the Sway lock is not enabled in here. And the color bit is just saying, okay, timeout, screens, let them go to sleep. But when I shake the mouse, Sway's awake again. I can immediately type. I don't have to type my password. All kinds of things, right? Like I said, let's not go too far into it. Input, all kinds of things as well here. So plain text. This is not something we should probably do unless you say, oh my god, the keyboard is not okay. So by default we have US, and that's where I go change this. The config d'AZERTY will say that my keyboard layout is of course Belgian. So the BE stuff or the DE stuff or the, I don't know, CN stuff, it's up to you to figure out in ArcoLinux what exactly do I need as a keyboard setup here. Output, and then rules, some rules, and theme, which probably interests you as well, because that's rising. How does my system look? Well, we're executing this rising thing instead of the import G settings, which we kept, right? It's a great idea, but we felt it was not working from time to time. So I said, okay, let's use the rising. Straight out, run that, write it away. So we see that we're using the Dconf, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, GNOME, Budgie, Cinnamon are using this particular, let's call it the database. It's a file, but it's a database, and inside are all the settings for, well, not all the settings, are settings from your desktop, from applications that you use, things that you change that you want to change, but you can't, you don't have a file for it. You say, hey, that's strange. Why is there no file for it? Then have the reflex to do a Dconf editor, which is an application, this one, and then somewhere in here has to be, hopefully, right, the setting. So there are many things in here. You see a GNOME here, crypto, but most of the time I just find, I search for something, I don't know, icon or something. You search for something, and then I say, oh, look at this, it's here, ArcoLinux Candy Beauties. That's our icons. It's set somewhere. The icon size, it's set somewhere. So this is a kind of database which is not easy to access only by the Dconf editor. You can't open this in Sublime Text. Be my guest and try, but it's not nice. I can't read that. So it's the Dconf editor for this particular, well, these files or these settings that are only set there. So we always go to not sans regular. That's okay. The border, pixel color, we've decided on 2. It can be 5, it can be 20. Caps inner the same. You can change all these variables. So next time I make the video, I'll make sure, oh my god, that my sound is better. I always forget this. You'll hear the sound go up, and this is much better, and you'll applaud and say, oh my god, finally I can hear you, right? I know, I always forget to put this to 140 after a clean install. So now it is, now you can hear me in the next video much better. And here we execute the Waybar, that's the last thing, that's the thing up here. And tell them there's the configuration and there's the style. Right. So I was saying, next time I make the video, I'll have the config d-azerty instead of this one, which means I'll do just this. And that's the last thing I'll do. So sway, where are you? There you are. So this one and that one should be the same, unless I've changed a lot of things in the video right now, right? So compare, nothing's changed. Folders have no differences, and of course don't show the same files or folders. So okay, that's cool, but the azerty has to be different for the key bindings, and this is it, right? QWERTY, switch to workspace. Don't want that, do want that, do want that. So everything that's come from the right goes to the left, and that's fine. So now azerty is active and QWERTY is not active, and that's it. Okay, save. I'll log out, log in, and everything will be for my keyboard perfect. That's the overview of Sway.